You've refined your mechanics, your playtests are running smooth, your game works. Now it's time to make people want it. Because here's the thing, people don't fall in love with rulebooks. They fall in love with worlds, with colors, characters, stories, things that spark their imaginations before they even touch a single component. This is the stage where your game stops looking like a prototype and starts feeling like a product. It's where art, graphic design, and component choice come together to create your visual identity, which is the look and feel that sells your theme, supports your gameplay, and defines your brand. And the difference between interesting idea and instant back often comes down to presentation. So in this video, we're breaking down how to bring your world to life, from hiring the right artists and designers, to developing consistent visuals, to using your art as a powerful marketing tool to build that hype before you launch. And if you stick around to the end, I'll give you a free digital copy of our book Crowdfunded, which covers every stage of the crowdfunding launch. Let's get started with talking about the 3 design pillars. Number 1 is illustration and world building. Artwork gives your game personality and emotional appeal, whether it's charming dragons, brutal sci-fi landscapes, or cozy woodland creatures. The visual tone you choose will help your audience understand what the game is about before they ever actually hold it. Make sure that you're hiring artists with experience in board games. They'll understand how to balance that detail with function, and look for consistency in the artwork. Mixing styles or having some things finished and some things not can really break that immersion. And be mindful of cultural sensitivity and representation. Avoid art that's going to alienate players. Pillar number 2 is graphic design and layout. Good graphic design isn't really noticed, it just works. It helps players process information quickly and navigate the rules seamlessly. Icons, resources, and card layouts should all be intuitive and legible. No crazy fonts. Test those graphic elements out with players to make sure they're aiding them, not hindering them. Use color coding. Things like typographic hierarchy and spacing are all going to help reduce that visual overload. And the 3rd pillar here is component design. This includes your board, player mats, cards, tokens, miniatures, and packaging. You want to think practically here. Does this piece need to be cardboard, plastic, wood? How will it fit in the box? Does it set up easily? Consider the table presence of your game. How is it going to look when it's fully set up? Backers often make decisions based on the first impression of how that looks. And remember to design for durability, especially for components that get handled frequently. You have your game, you have a vision, you have these design pillars in mind. Where do you even find artists? You don't need to already know people in the industry to work with great creatives. There are vibrant communities and platforms where talented professionals showcase their work and are available to hire for freelance. For artists and illustrators, I recommend checking out websites like ArtStation. They're great for high-end fantasy and sci-fi artists, or DeviantArt. They still have a huge directory of skilled illustrators. Board game Facebook groups are another great place to look. They often have artist recommendations and thread. And there's always Reddit, r/boardgames or r/freelance. Those are places where you can post a call for portfolio submissions. Instagram is another great place to look. You can use hashtags like #boardgameart or #tabletopillustrator to discover artists actively working in the space. But in addition to artists, you might also want to hire a graphic designer. And remember, those 2 things are different. An artist is going to be who helps you create that really immersive feeling. What does your game look and feel like? And a graphic designer is going to make sure everything is in the right order to avoid that visual overwhelm. For graphic designers, I recommend checking out websites like Behance. This platform filters for print designers and UX/UI experts, and you can even add on that they have board game experience. The Game Crafters Designer Directory is another good resource. Even if you're not manufacturing with them, they list freelancers. LinkedIn or other design-focused Discord communities like Doodle Meeple can also be a good place to look. And whether it's art or design, you can also always go to a freelance commission platform. Places like Upwork, Fiverr, or Doodle Meeple. And 2 tips when looking at who to hire. First tip, sometimes working backwards can be your best friend. Go find games that you really like the feel of, the art of, that you think did a really good job on their design, and see who they worked with. A lot of artists, designers, and freelancers in the space are found through word of mouth like that. And second, before hiring anyone, ask to see print-ready samples. A piece that looks great on screen doesn't always translate perfectly to a small card. So your game is ready. You have the design pillars in mind, you're looking to hire. Now you gotta figure out when to do that and how do you work with artists. Start early, but not too early. You don't want to invest in final art until your mechanics are locked in. Create a clear brief. Before you start working with artists, you want to have this brief ready. It'll include things like your theme, tone, references, or any specific requests. And make sure you use contracts. Always outline payment terms, delivery schedules, revisions, and rights. And make sure you credit your artists. Sometimes backers are fans of artists and illustrators, and they'll back solely based on the fact that they worked on your campaign. Give credit where credit's due and acknowledge that talent publicly. And it would be a crime to reference game art without giving some really good examples of folks who nailed it. Parks succeeded in large part due to its stunning visuals. The game's beauty and how it transports you into national parks helped it stand out immediately. Earthborn Rangers created a cohesive world across cards, boards, and manuals, ensuring that everything felt like it was part of the same universe. And then there's Wingspan. They paired accurate hand-drawn bird illustrations with clear, minimal card layouts, balancing that educational content with elegant design. Okay, so we've talked about what to keep in mind, how to find an artist, what to do when you work with them, and gave examples of folks who did it well, but what should you avoid in this category? Definitely don't rely on placeholder art too late in your campaign prep. It can kill excitement for reviewers or early followers. Don't overcomplicate your visual design. A beautiful game can only be successful if players can still understand what's happening from turn to turn. And don't hire a great illustrator or artist, but skimp on the graphic design. Both are critical. Your art is really gonna bring your game to life, and that's true before you hit launch. Let's talk about how your art is going to play a critical role in the marketing of your game. High-quality visuals serve double duty. In addition to improving gameplay and immersion, they also generate excitement on things like social media, advertisements, and your campaign page. If your illustrations are strong enough to turn heads before people understand your game, you're onto something. Using things like your box cover, components, or table presence in your social media ads can really tell that story and get people to click to learn more before you're even delivering. Art and design are more than decoration. They're communication. Every icon, color choice, and illustration tells players what experience they can expect. When done right, your visuals don't just make your game look good, they make it understandable, desirable, and immersive. Remember, this is what turns curiosity into excitement and excitement into backing. Invest in artists that understand your vision and use that vision as a storytelling tool. I can't wait to see what your game looks like when it comes to life. And as promised, I've linked a digital copy of our book Crowdfunded below, which will walk you through every step of the crowdfunding journey from idea to launch.